This is Brunch, Blaze, and Battle,
where we eat, elevate, and talk about
media trends from the past,
the present,
and the future
from a Black perspective.
I'm your host, Roger Turner.
And I'm your host, Alexis Bertrand.
So sit back,
spark up,
and let's get into it. Hey, Alexis.
Hey, Roger, baby.
How you doing?
Baby, I am good, flying high and fancy free.
How was your brunch?
Okay, so brunch was good. So, 2025, keeping it going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, still doing the 2 egg scramble, but I switched over to some Smithfield bacon. Now, look, my boo is from Smithfield, Virginia, and I love me some Smithfield bacon. So, that's what really got me into it. But it's the hickory
You
smoke.
said Smithfield, and I immediately saw the logo.
Because
I picked that bacon up
you know
before.
what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
So that was it. So I got the hickory smoke this time with some biscuits and some eggs. It was good. Real good.
Good.
How about you? What you brunching on?
I'm still on the salads. I still been chopping up a good salad. Make sure I have my protein and all my colorful vegetables.
Ooh.
Little hemp seeds for some protein and fiber.
Hemp seeds.
Yeah, spring
okay. We just uppity and sedity in
I like to
2025,
use
ain't we?
all of the hemp plant.
Okay. Not all of it.
All of it.
Throw that in there too.
Don't let it waste. How high are you?
Baby, I feel like I'm at an 8. But when I say that, you get me 15 minutes into this.
Scale of 1 to 10, you're at an 8 already?
Baby, I feel it. It's coming through. Wow. Okay, 7.9.
Are you like warm and tingly in the face right now?
It's a little mushy.
Feel it right here, like
at the tip of your nose, right?
Across my forehead and,
right around
and
the
bridge of my nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming, honey. It is coming. I'm not far behind you. I'm like a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meet me up there, boo. Meet me up there.
Tell the Brunchers what we talking about today.
So listen, okay. So everybody is into achievement culture. And what I mean is people love to receive accolades for their time, their talent, the things that they do, their impact. And in pretty much every industry, you can take those accolades, aka awards, and it really can skyrocket your career. We see it in sports all the time, we see it in music, and we see it in TV and film. I say all that to say that as we get ready to launch into this conversation, we are also leading with the impact of when people receive awards, what this can do to their own careers, how this can help open up other opportunities. And so because we are in award season. We are here.
That's what they call it.
They call it award season.
That's what they call it.
And Roger and I be checking out all of the awards. We felt like we needed to take a moment, straighten this good wig, and have a conversation about our friend, the Golden Globes. And y'all, to disclaim it, this is not going to be pretty. Okay?
Okay.
So we're calling this one Going In on the Golden Globes.
Okay, because she needs to be polished.
She needs to be talked about.
She needs to be talked about.
Somehow,
this is our first, full award season as a podcast.
Yes.
First of all, this is our first New Year as a podcast.
It is our
Happy
first
for
New
us.
Happy New Year.
So I'm excited about that. So
yes.
I was excited into getting into background on the Golden Globes. And
I know you do.
I glimpsed through Golden Globes because I've never recognized as Golden Globes as things that I've never understood their wins.
My introduction into Golden Globes was it was the precursor to Oscars, right?
Yeah, and that's what they call it. They call it the precursor to the Oscars,
and that's what really made me interested in following that, and then looking at how the winners, the nominees, and the winners, how this kind of catapulted some and could really move people into different places and spaces that they hadn't been before because of something like the Golden Globes. So that's what really kind of captured me. Let me pay a little bit more attention to what this actually could mean. So, yes. So I think, honey, look, since we about to go in, I think we about time that we go.
I think it's time for us to Oh,
Pull back the curtain. Roger, I'm ready. I know you've been digging, don't you? You're not about to disappoint me.
Okay, so in order for us to talk about the Golden Globes, we can't discuss the Golden Globes unless we talk about the once former, it's no longer exists today, Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
Okay,
Okay, so back in 1943, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association founded itself based on a group of LA-based foreign journalists that wanted to organize on distributing cinema news to non-U.S. markets. So basically,
interesting.
So that was the whole foundation of the
Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they did their first Golden Globes in like 1944.
Right.
And
yes.
so they've been like going strong ever since. And they started building up. And then so the original criteria for Hollywood Foreign Press was that you had to be a journalist that was already recognized by the Academy or the Academy of Motion
I already
Pictures.
don't like that. I already do not like that right there. That already feels like a gatekeeping moment there.
Well, we ain't even got to the gatekeeping moments yet. We ain't even gotten there yet.
Child.
So yeah, it started doing all of these different things. It started snowballing. We didn't really start knowing, the public didn't really know what was going on with Hollywood Foreign Press until, well, I think I should mention a speech that Denzel Washington does before I get into 2021, because it really starts with a lawsuit that came up in 2021.
We know about this lawsuit.
It starts with a lawsuit. But before that lawsuit, I don't know if you remember this, but in 2016, Denzel Washington received the Cecil B. Mill Award.
Yeah, keep going. I might remember.
Which is the award for, it's like a Lifetime Achievement Award of the Golden Globes. Tom Hanks introduces him, gives him a beautiful introduction. They show him a retrospect of his career. His whole family comes up except for Malcolm, because he was doing his thesis in film school at the time, which is why he couldn't come. But the whole family was up, and he says he thanks a former agent from CMA and says, this agent, Freddie, I would like to thank him. He was the one that introduced me to the Hollywood Foreign Press. He said, listen. He said, we're gonna invite them. They're gonna watch the movie. You're gonna after the movie, you're gonna stand up. You're gonna take the pictures. You're gonna hold up the magazines and take the pictures, and then you're gonna win the award.
What?
And he says,
what?
And I won the award that year. And the crowd starts giggles and laughs and starts to clap.
Whoa!
And then he's like, he was like, I just want to thank Hollywood Foreign Press because they always make me feel a part of the party.
Jesus.
And so I don't think people were really understanding what was going on until now. So fast forward into 2021. A young woman by the name of, I want to make sure I say her name right. Kjersti Flaa.
Okay.
Kjersti Flaa was a Norwegian woman. She was based in L.A. She had a partner. Her boyfriend at the time was already a member of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Okay.
And she was, developing her career. She had been covering Hollywood for some time. She'd been doing some writing, doing some things. And she said, you know what? I'm going to apply to be a part of the Hollywood Foreign Press. And her boyfriend immediately says, they're going to put you through hell. And so she says this, that people are saying this to her over and over and over again. They're going to put you through hell. They're going to make it. He said, it took me 8 years to join. She talked to other journalists. Other people were talking about it took them 8 and 10 years. And she's like, that's ridiculous. She was like, well, why wouldn't my credentials just be enough? And so it had been explained to her, if there are other members that are from the same regions that you are, they will make it difficult for you to join the Hollywood Foreign Press because they don't they will see you as competition for access to Hollywood for their home.
Oh God. Okay.
Outlets.
This isn't okay.
And so she was like, well, that's ridiculous. Like, I'm going to figure out. She realizes, she's like, there's only one Norwegian woman and there's another Danish woman. But the Norwegian woman is like in her 70s and she doesn't write anymore. She's not like an active writer. I don't see why she would see this as a problem.
Kind of makes sense.
Well, honey, this woman pitched a fit and said, no. They not only did they reject her application, she applied again, and so she talked to people. The woman cussed her out. They started.
This is just Norwegian on Norwegian crime. They just cussing each other out. Yeah. You will not pass go.
What? And so, I'm sorry. One of the other criteria are you need to be recognized by the Academy, you need to be an active journalist, and you need to be sponsored by 2 other members of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
That's already on the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to have 2 other you have 2 letters of recommendations of members that are already in Hollywood Foreign Press. She had her boyfriend's recommendation, but they were trying to get put a wedge between them, sending letters saying that she was cheating on him.
Hell?
They were getting letters at her home.
They all in her relationship?
Someone called immigration and sent them over to their house.
This is ghetto as hell. What is happening?
And the agents literally told them that they had been sent over by the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Ma'am, you're lying.
No. This woman has a podcast. She did a whole thing on this. She talked about, I watched her whole interview. She talks about how her sponsor, once she got other sponsors, every time she got a sponsor, the sponsor would pull out and say, please don't use my letter of recommendation. Please don't use it anymore.
Oh my God.
So-and-so is really upset. You should talk to her. She's saying that you wish that she was dead. Yeah, it was a lot going on. So, you know what? She gets rejected. She gets denied again. And she's just like, this doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be this hard to get into an organization like this.
Right.
Like, we're all doing the same thing.
Especially if I'm credentialed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're all journalists. Who cares if we're from the same area? That just means it's just more coverage. It's a big world of Hollywood right now. So so she's getting other stories from other people that are also saying that they got a lot of harassment trying to get into the organization. A lot of women reported that they had been rumors spread around them that they had slept their way into the organization.
Jesus, of course.
Because
it's the women, right? That's the problem.
Right.
It typically is, right? The fuck?
It's a
I
mess.
just can't.
So, in August of 2020, she submits an antitrust lawsuit. She files an antitrust lawsuit against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
She had time. Is this 2020? Oh, it's COVID, so she had 2020. Time. So
this is 2020.
Time,
well, she was being advised to do this. They were like, your next course of action is to sue them. You need to file a lawsuit. So she files a lawsuit. She ultimately doesn't win the lawsuit. She ultimately doesn't win the lawsuit because the court said that she couldn't prove that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, the HFPA, was not subject to the right of fair procedure since engaging in an activity of some interest to the public was not the same as operating in the public interest.
I'm already tired.
Okay.
Girl,
so so hers was dismissed, but because of this lawsuit, there was a lot of press circling around it. So the Los Angeles Times gets into the mix, and about a week before the Golden Globes, they write an article about how there are no black members of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
That I did see.
There had only been in 2021. There had not been a black member since their former president in 2002. So Variety cited it and cited all the criteria, and then put this out on like all of their social medias, and it caused a firestorm. Like people were like in arms right before the 78th Golden Globe. Okay, Time Out launches a social media campaign. It's all a buzz.
It's on and popping,
It's
baby.
on everyone's lips. Okay, they end up getting a lot of backlash, and because they're not responding well to this criticism, boycotts ensue. And you'll be surprised. Guess who the first celebrity is to step up and say, "Hey, I can't go to the Golden Globes no more until y'all fix this whole black members thing"?
Who?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Munchkin Cruise?
Tom Munchkin Cruise. Oh, that's a name, honey. I'm calling her Munchkin from now on.
Ooh,
Munchkin Cruise.
Little Munchkin Cruise. Up here talking about until you get these Negroes up in. I'm not coming. Okay, I had no idea.
I mean, you know, he do got a black son. I worry about that boy. Brother.
Moment of silence. Moment of prayer. Moment of prayer.
Brother, blink if you need help.
Twice. Blink twice.
Blink twice. So they get into this whole thing. So it snowballs. More and more celebrities are now not coming.
Because if Munchkin Cruz said he ain't coming,
listen, more and more celebrities are like, they're not going to come. Now studios are pulling out. Publicists are pulling out.
Oh, my.
And finally, ABC, the network that airs Golden Globes, cancels the Golden Globes.
That's right. That's why that happened. That's right. That's right. Ooh, that blew up quick.
Yeah, because they started to realize not only did they just not have a lot of black members, but it had been a long-standing rumor, but now investigation, understanding that voting members were getting paid to be voters in the organization. The organization made about $10 million a year from the Golden Globes, but they had only given out like less than $1 million a year.
Man, wait. So let me make sure I got this. They're making on average about $10 million, and then per year they're only giving out one. Brunchers, y'all doing the math on this? Y'all see this?
About one. The numbers came out to less than one. Huh?
Damn.
Less than
they just pocketing.
They were being brought up. Everyone was saying, "Hey, listen, where's all this money going?
Right.
You guys are making all of this money
since '93.
Yeah, but y'all not. Y'all are not sending it because they were supposed to be giving this money out to other charitable organizations. They did give away money to help restore some lost movies, to help preserve history and all of this stuff. But, you know, we started learning that members were receiving lavish trips and dinners.
And all types of stuff we probably can't even talk about. And I ain't trying to be funny, but let's keep it all the way real.
And being courted. Well, we learned that one of the person that was the pioneer of courting the Hollywood Foreign Press to get like awards for Golden Globes, we find out was Harvey Weinstein.
Roger, get out. Just I'm getting my purse.
And then hence we start finding out that a lot of the male members are being accused of, you know, misconduct.
Being predatorial, yes.
So,
like, Jesus. Like, just for a second, like, this is what we're up against.
So fast forward to February 2021. The Hollywood Foreign Press say that they're fully committed to ensuring our membership is reflective of the communities around the world who love film, television. And so they enlist a Sean R. Harper, who's the executive director of the USC Race and Equity Center, as its new strategic diversity officer. They also hired Ropes and Gray to support a continued development of confidential reporting system for investigating alleged violations of ethical standards and code. So they basically
alleged my ass, girl.
So they basically came in. So, you know, Sean, brother, came in, did his job.
So they got the black man coming here and save him.
He came in and
Captain Save a Hoe.
He said, "Listen, y'all don't have no bylaws. Y'all don't have no protocol. We gonna write this stuff for you.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
You spent all this time. Yeah, we in 2021.
That was intentional. 1943 to 2021. There's no protocol. There's no bylaw.
Nothing.
This is from hell. This is straight from hell.
This is what you need to do in order to make sure that if somebody has a problem, that this doesn't happen. They set up all this stuff, and so they decide to increase their membership. They were like 90. First of all, it was only like 90 members originally.
What?
90 people were responsible for deciding what awards were being awarded, some of the highest awards in the Hollywood industry for the world.
And just right there. And do we know, right? And we know what this can do for people. And this is what they had to go up against. And only 90 people.
Only 90 people were making these decisions, and none of them were from African countries or countries of color. So they increased their
I'm so mad.
They increased their membership to include more countries and representation from Africa.
Imagine
and
that.
Brought in more membership. However, they never removed the original people that were there.
Oh, so we just kept the Klansmen in.
So they
basically. Can I not say that? So the Klan's still there. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real.
Kjersti Flaa, who was the original
Norwegian gangster
woman that started. She was like, yeah, they made all the changes. They were bringing in all this new membership and bringing all new black members, but they're not bringing any new white members. They're not replacing any of the Europeans,
the toxicity that existed,
were actually there.
Oh, so the people who were okay pre-bylaw, pre-protocol, they're still there.
And some of these people, they were reported that some of these people weren't even actually journalists that they were bringing in.
Oh, God.
These were just people that they were like, hey, I know you. Why don't you come on and be a part? I went on and looked at some of these bios, honey. I went on the Golden Globes website.
Oh, my God. Y'all know Roger going to go digging. So what you're telling me is, in order for people of, now they're expanding, right? Just breaking that down real quick. They're expanding into countries of people of color who probably have to go through some vetting process and make sure all of their T's are crossed and all of their I's are dotted. But Mabel over here, who just make pies all day, probably got an 8th grade education, who's been sitting here since 1957. Is she good?
So they started getting guff because they were like, there still isn't enough. That they kept saying they were going to change over the executive staff, but there was a lot of slow movement in that.
$9 million is going back into the group. It's going to be slow moving.
Because so many people had a problem with this organization and had very little faith in what's the Hollywood Foreign Press. They got bought out. They ended up selling. Someone made an offer. Tom Boehly, I don't know. Todd.
Oh, Todd. Daddy Todd.
Todd came in.
Todd came with them pockets.
And
he said, "Give it here."
Had Eldridge Industries, a holding company owned by the billionaire Todd Boehly, blah, blah, blah. He came in and like gave them some money and said, hey, I'm going to come buy this. Now, here's the problem. He's also a man that owns the studio, owns the building that the Golden Globes were held in.
What?
He also owns a very popular film studio, A24.
Wait a minute, what? Oh my God.
Yeah, so
wait a minute, this man who owns the Golden Globe house and A24, and y'all love some of these A24 movies, right? Like Moonlight, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Witch, Hereditary. Like y'all heard of A24 movies.
A24 is doing a thing.
It is doing a thing. So he owns them, and he decided, like, you go into these people and say, come on here.
So
I'm gonna buy y'all.
Even after he came in, folks were like, you are too big of a monopoly. Like, you should not be owning, this Golden Globe organization.
Now we're talking about fair.
So
I get it, but like,
Dick Dick Clark Productions and NBC, a longtime producer and broadcaster of the Golden Globes, respectively, supported the plan of reform. And they came in and helped Tom Dodley, Bowley, whatever his name is, to come in and make the Golden Globes they completely gutted Hollywood Foreign Press. So, Hollywood Foreign Press is no longer a thing, and they changed over and made it the organization. It's now called the Golden Globe Foundation, Golden Globe Association. Let me make sure I got that right. The Golden Globe Foundation. So Hollywood Foreign Press Association does not exist. The Golden Globe Foundation now exists. Is now been rebranded. Now, here's the problem.
We get into the problem?
Is that, we've been had problems. The problem is today is that what you see with the Hollywood Foreign Press is that it's a gate. It's a gate and full of gatekeepers who do not want to give up the keys.
Because them keys is nice. Them keys is 9 million nice.
They did not want to give up those keys. And because they did not give up those keys, well, part of the transaction of changing over to the foundation is that they offer the original members I believe it's $700,000 to vote every year, or $70,000 to vote, whatever. Those members, those original 90 members, still vote, but they've brought in another additional 200 voting members who vote for free.
But they still paying them?
That part. So
wait, okay, so they started out in the 1944, I think you said right.
Now, some of these people are like
old as molasses,
70, 80, 90-year-old members
can't even see.
that are still members of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Just in front of the TV, just nose to the TV, trying to look at these damn movies. So the racists showed up. They kept it small, nice and white and tight, kept all of this money until the Norwegian gangster showed up, and then all of this blew up. Mama ABC said, no, we canceling this. Then Todd Money Pockets came in, bought them out, and somehow in a clause with all of this, added 200 more people, but the 90 original asshole Klansmen still get to get paid just to vote?
Just to be clear.
Okay, I'm good.
let me be clear. Now, I haven't gone through all 102+ members. On the Golden Globes website, you can see all of the members and their bios.
Oh, okay.
All of the members and their bios, and you can search by country, by name, whatever it is. So I decided to say, okay, so let's look at all of the countries represented in Africa. First problem.
This is like problem number 5,604.
First problem in the search. I open up the search. What do you think is the first country? First country that's on the list.
Angola? No.
I mean, it should be. It should be some country that starts with an A, right?
Yes.
No, the first list, the first title in that list of countries is Africa.
Ma'am, what?
And I was like, what?
They calling Africa a country?
The list, the first thing on the list said Africa. So I click Africa.
I'm gonna click on Africa.
I clicked Africa and then went through the search, and nobody came up. And I was like, they better not.
You lying.
Nobody came up. So what I did was I went through the list of countries and clicked all of the countries that were in Africa. So they have people from Cameroon, Egypt, Kenya, Mozambique, Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, Tanzania, and Tunisia. Okay. So these were all the countries that I can find in Africa. And so in this list, I have a total of about 18 members. Okay. In that 18 members, visibly I can see.
I'm about to be disappointed.
8 black people.
Huh?
8 black people. Some of them might be brown.
Ma'am, what?
But 8 black people. When I tell you South Africa has 1, to South Africa has 3 members, and only one of them is black.
I can't.
Homegirl that is Andiswa Ngenwe. Honey's got credentials, okay? She's got a degree in journalism. She has got credits. She is reported for things. She was nominated for stuff for her journalism. She got a lot of things going on, okay? Now, I go over here to good old Matthew Jenner over here.
Good Matthew, not good Matthew.
Matthew Jenner's bio and his credentials start with Jenner has been an avid film lover since childhood. I said, girl, that's not a credential.
What?
This is not.
It's not a damn credential.
So
he can color in the lines. That's what he can do. That's what you're telling me?
So have I. Am I in should I be in the Golden Globes?
That's what I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. We got to be 3 times, in this case, 4 times as ready.
And I was like, what? So, and I'm going through his thing, and I was like, okay, I don't see. This is
trash.
I've looked through his bio, and I've not seen. Let me go through it again. Nope, I've not seen one. Other than his self-run website, I've not seen one publication that publishes this man's journalism.
His self-run website.
It says that. It says
this is ghetto as hell.
Direct quote is in his bio. He have been writing film criticism for over a decade.
I'm leaving.
Both in a personal capacity through a self-run website.
You are lying.
And for outlets such as the International Cinephile Society.
What?
So that's not. I don't think that's not a publication.
This is from hell.
It's a society. So
this is straight Hades. What is this foolishness?
I don't know what's going. So I was like, so if this is any indication of what their membership is like,
God,
I understand some of these results that we got from this past.
Okay, this past one. Okay.
Okay, so let's get into it. Come on.
Okay, because
this was a mess.
First of all, thank you, because I think what you have told us, it all makes so much sense. Year after year, we go into watching these events or watching the Golden Globes. We see our favorite actors and actresses that look like us, sound like us, doing films inspired by us. And we're hoping that they're going to get that opportunity, that they're going to win, they're going to stand on that stage, and it's going to be all of the things. And then they don't. What you have just walked us through is like a huge field with landmines on top of an active volcano. Like, I don't even understand. There's no winning in that. Like, this is garbage. And I guarantee you, because I want to know, like, if we were to go back and look at those European countries. Now, you talking about 18. Africa is the largest continent. First of all, it's a continent.
Not a country.
Let's be clear, right?
Which is why nobody popped up when I clicked it.
Like, I can't. Okay.
I was like, so why is it?
But I bet you they got more than 18 members out of Europe.
Oh, absolutely. And it's mostly, the organization has been mostly formed of people from Europe.
The people from Africa are mostly white. Okay, I'm done. So, you said I was going to be in my feelings once you pull back this curtain.
I told you. I said it.
So there's a couple things here. So this just leads right into a couple of the reasons why. Now, thank you for pulling back the curtain. And y'all, Brunchers, I'm glad we took the time with that, because now we understand exactly the history and the origin of an organization that was not intended for us
at all.
And we're not discrediting any of the forward movement they have made, right? Because we can go all the way back to, like, it's not that we haven't seen people who look like us who have won, but it becomes so toxic that we now celebrate when finally somebody who carries a marginalized identity actually wins, and we're celebrating that. We haven't had somebody in 30, 40 years. That is absurd. That is absolutely absurd. And that's going to be my first point, that, like, I feel I'm tired of them playing in my face, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of beautiful Asian representation, I would say. First of all, I love Shogun. I'm not even going to knock that show. It won a lot of awards. I think that it should have. I love a good drama. And baby, you want a good...
Go ahead. Go ahead, finish your point. But I'm going to get to the television stuff right after you. I want to say something about the television.
Okay, so when I'm thinking about, like, for example, my point, yes, Anna CY. So she won actress in a TV series, and it's like the first time. No, sorry. She had won, and it's been over 45 years since someone of Asian descent has won this award. And what makes it even more toxic and crazy is that the person who won, Yoko Shimida, I think I got that name right, won for the same exact role in 1980. It's like they took 45 years to repeat the same role and give it to someone. Like, it's so garbage. It's almost like the longest one-trick pony of it all.
Mm-hmm. And my thing around
playing in my face.
My thing around the television nominations is that as I was watching them, I was like, wait, I forget that the Golden Globe nominations or the Golden Globe Awards their criteria overlaps. So their start for their criteria is kind of in the middle of the Emmys season's criteria. And so there's like this overlap.
Oh, so that's why we'll have like shows that seem like they're winning not double awards,
literally
but like
everyone that won an Emmy last year is who won this year. They weren't doing anything groundbreaking.
They haven't.
All they were doing was voting for the people that already got awards.
That's so true. Because like Hacks, Baby Reindeer is still out here winning stuff.
It only had the one season.
It's
a mini series.
Thank you.
They only had the one season. They're going off of what everything won from the Emmys the year before. They overlap.
That is...
And still over here playing in Quinta Brunson's face.
Like, how dare you? If that should be winning everything hands down. Why are we... Okay.
I love Hacks. I love y'all, but you're not a comedy.
And we're going to get to there. And we're going to get to that in a second because y'all going to be mad at me. Going back to something that Roger brought up, just of all of the inequity that is just through this entire organization. So our beloved Viola Davis, won the Cecil B. DeMille Award this year, or was awarded, whatever. Mm-hmm. Love that. Me won. First point. That's long overdue. Let's be clear. Long ass overdue. And when I took a second, because, she's always been compared, and she talks about this very playfully, very respectfully. She's been always compared to Meryl Streep, in her famous interview, like, if I'm such a Meryl Streep level, pay me Meryl Streep level money, all of that, And we love Viola. I love Vi. The thing is, like, that got me is, like, first I thought this was long overdue, and I went and asked myself, how many nominations has she received in her very impressive career? 2.
Wow.
And what's really effed up about that is that for Black women nominations, she has the most with 2, only tying with Halle Berry.
Wow.
For Black women, now, okay, right? This was established 1944. It is 2025, and you telling me, out of all the beautiful caliber of talented Black actresses we have, these 2, who are phenomenal, carry the most with 2. But Meryl, now don't get me wrong, I love me some Meryl Streep, which is gonna lead into my next point. But you know how many Meryl got?
How many?
33.
33?
She has been nominated 33 times.
Oh, boy.
So we talk about these comparisons, but let's also talk about the inequity of it. And then that leads me to my second bone to pick with what we see what we see at the Golden Globes is that I don't care how talented they are. I don't care how much I love some of the great actresses and actors who tell our stories in beautiful ways. It could be a new upstart, a new rising international superstar. Mm-hmm. They will always lose to a veteran, older white woman. Mm-hmm. And I think They throw that in our faces because these people have crossover appeal. So I love Meryl. I will stand Meryl. Meryl is my girl. I love me some Meryl Streep. I love me some Jean Smart. I love me some Demi Moore. I'm an 80s kid. I love them, and I want them to win these awards. And Sandra Bullock, like come on. They have these moments, but when we know, like, some of the caliber of just content that they're up against, they should not have won. Like, it's overwhelmingly, we know they should not have won for the categories that they win for. But because who they are and they are so beloved by many, we pull back and we don't say anything. And this is garbage. I feel like they carry these people. And I am not necessarily blaming Demi or Jean or Meryl, or I'm not talking about them. It's not even them. It's not the artist.
It's the voting system.
And they do it on purpose. It's like, well, even though this person, this Black woman or this Japanese woman or this Asian woman or this transgender actress, they definitely should win for this. But because this person has been doing this 30, 40 years, it's almost like, well, we got to give it to them, or we can give it to them, and ain't nobody going to say anything, right? Because it's Jean Smart. Who's going to sit here and say something wrong about Jean Smart? I don't have a problem with Jean Smart. I have a problem with the fact that you are putting white women up against everybody. And no matter how big or how great the performance is, they win.
Oscars isn't much better, but yes, Viola just won the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Now, of the 70 Cecil B. DeMille Awards that have been awarded,
70?
Only of the 70, only 17 of those awardees have been women. How many of them do you think were Black?
Of the 17.
Of the 17 women that have been awarded Cecil B. DeMille Awards, how many do you think were Black? It's not a big number.
So out of the 24%, I would say 1.
You're close. It's 2.
That's garbage. So 2 out of 70.
2 out of 70 are Black women.
Do you know who the second one was?
Well, Viola is the second.
I'm sorry, who the first one was?
It was Oprah in 2018.
What?
Oprah Winfrey won the Cecil B. DeMille in 2018. I remember this one because that's when Oprah made the Me Too speech and had all the women that were wearing the Me Too like ribbons and pins and had them all stand up in solidarity.
Oprah. I'm just talking about acting. Oprah. Yeah, that's girl. Who we need to give it to.
I mean, they're talking about like film and television. She was on television.
Oh, don't get me wrong. You're right. I give you.
She's been on television. Right. She was. That was
way long. 2018. That's long overdue.
Girl, she wasn't even on television no more.
Like
Oprah Winfrey had gone off. No, she got it. You better catch her at a Super Soul Sunday. Or you might miss her.
Or you might. Where's she at? Honey. Where in the world is Oprah? So they gave it to Mother.
They gave it to Mother.
In 2018.
In 2018.
They should have given it like 18 years ago.
And then they gave it to Viola this year. So it's wild. Let's get into some of the movie categories, the movie nominations.
Oh, Lord.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's who you want to start with? Because I know who I want to end with.
Oh, you please start with this. Well, okay.
So I know who I want to end with. I know who I want to get together.
The only thing I specifically, I think, like I said, I give Shogun its props, but I think you bring up a good point. Like it's just repeating the same thing. Here's the one thing that I want to get into. I think the last thing one of the couple last things I want to get into is this. Do you want to end with the best picture? Because I just want to get with this like real quick.
I do want to end with the best picture.
Okay, we end with that. We end with that.
I want to talk about the parade of movies that nobody watched.
Speak to the people.
Come on, The Brutalist. Like,
what is this?
Nobody saw this.
Nobody was checking for this.
Nobody saw this. I've heard, Complete Unknown just came out, so I don't know how it's already getting.
But it's winning like that.
It's winning like that.
It can't be that good.
I haven't seen it yet. I have heard from several sources that I trust that Timothy Chalamet gives an incredible performance. I do like Timothy.
I know.
I do like him. Let me tell you, my biggest highlight. Let me tell you my highlights.
Tell you the highlight.
I'm gonna do like my like I've been taught. If you're gonna say something nice first. Okay. So all my highlights for the Golden Globes this year was.
Give them to me. Hit me with them.
So there was what's her name? What's the homegirl's name? The host?
Nikki Glaser.
Nikki Glaser.
Glaser.
She had a strong monologue.
I thought it was well done. And I didn't mind the freak off jokes. Why are people up in arms? Damn that shit. That's nasty. I'm a comedian. Come on.
I get what she's saying. I get it. However, it can be insensitive to the victims. I could see being a victim and be like, yeah, it just wasn't a freaky party. It was rape.
Okay. Yes, you're right.
He wasn't out here just having freaky parties. He was out here.
He was doing a heinous ass shit.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, you're right.
There was ketamine in that baby oil, y'all. Okay.
In the gallons.
Okay.
In the gallons, on the gallons.
Okay. People were getting drugged against their, they did not know.
Okay.
So I get it. I get it. And,
that also fits her level of humor.
But it fits her level of humor. I think if that is a misstep, she only had the one. Because the rest of those jokes, they was landing, honey. They were landing. And she was punching up.
She was?
She was punching up the whole time. She was getting everybody.
What that one about, like, y'all, she went on him like, y'all can do everything but get people to vote for her. I said, oh. No, she was great.
Yeah, she started talking about how, we want to honor all the men that are part of this, unless, they have an allegation, which they will. And she was like, it could be the women too, but 100% of the time it's not.
Yep, that is
so
absolutely.
She went through that. It was great. So my next highlight is it went off. That was and I'm done with all the nice things I have to say about the
fashion. No, I wasn't really that impressed.
That weird, like, standing on an angle thing.
Yeah, well,
it was so dumb. I felt so uncomfortable watching it.
Didn't get
it
that.
was finally when Seth Rogen finally was like, this is weird and I don't like it.
So
and I was like,
you got Seth Rogen telling you.
I thought it was me. He was like, the people behind me can see my bald spot. I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, it was like awkward.
It was awkward. It was awkward.
I did enjoy Zoe's speech because she finally got to have a moment. I don't know when's the next time she's going to be able to have.
Listen, here's my thing. Okay. Let me fill in these words for you. Let me help you out. I love Zoe Saldana too. I think she's a talented actress. I don't think she chooses material well to fit her talent because I really watched Amelia Perez. I watched it.
You did?
I did.
And she
and
in
honey,
there singing?
All right, so listen.
Okay, let's just get
listen. So I like to go. I went and did my research about Amelia Perez, and like I wanted to, because it felt weird to me. I was like, this whole movie, like the storyline, all of this is making me uncomfortable. And I don't understand what's making me so uncomfortable about this. So I went to the experts. So I went to Them Magazine, which is a magazine that reports on all of trans, non-binary,
girl, what
and
are you
gender,
about to tell me right
media.
now? I'm about to be upset all over again.
And they all were like, yeah, same thing for them too. They were like, listen, one of the reporters, they had a whole round table. One of the reporters was like, it took them 3 tries to finally sit down and complete this movie.
What is going on?
she was like, I love Ugly Betty and other problematic depictions of trans villainy. I was ready to find something to like about it, and at the very least, something I would hate so much it would be one of those so bad it's good movies, but it was neither. I hate this film.
Oh my
I thought
God.
everyone in it was bad singing, bad Spanish, bad acting, or beholden to a bad story, therefore bad because of it. While we're comparing,
damn,
I would say Amelia Perez is like if Ryan Murphy directed a really mid episode of Law and Order SVU.
Yo. Oh, shit.
Fran Tirado of Them magazine, direct quote. So, yeah. Y'all are putting this up as one of these premier like trans and queer representation movies, but there's so much misgendering of the main character in the beginning of this movie.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. It's weird. Well, I mean, the main character. So I don't know if you know the premise of the story. So the premise of the story is that there's this cartel
yes, I think
leader.
I did read on it.
This is cartel leader in Mexico that hires Zoe Saldana's character, who is a lawyer in Mexico, and hires her to help them transition to a woman without anyone knowing. So Zoe Saldana was supposed to go and do all of this research and help this drug lord who is living their life as a man to finally transition as a woman.
They made this into a musical?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a song that is like in Zoe Saldana's doing her investigation in the clinic. It was like, I would like to know some information about some transitioning.
Oh my God, are you serious?
And it goes man to woman or woman to man.
Oh
vagina
my God.
to penis or penis to vagina. I was like, these are lyrics? This is what we're doing?
This is the shit that's getting nominated? Okay, now
choreography is mid. The songs are mid. The
lyrics sound atrocious.
The lyrics literally are it sounded like someone didn't fully develop the dialogue, or because it was done in so many different languages, because it's in Spanish, it has Spanish characters, but at some point the movie takes place in France. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I'm already over it. You're gonna make me watch this.
There's a lot of things going on, and it felt like the dialogue is so simplified that it would feel corny if we just read this dialogue. Because I was like, Zoe Saldana's not going to give me no emotion off this. She can give me emotion, but I'm going to be distracted by, you just gave me this little simple sentence. So someone said, oh, why don't we just have everybody sing it? And that's literally what the movie felt like. It felt like we can't get this together. And so
it didn't make much money.
Amelia Perez is a compelling story.
It sounds like it is.
It's a compelling story. It's, for me, it's not done. It's a compelling story that feels like it's not done well. I mean, it's not done. I believe the director and the writer, neither one of them are trans or queer.
Oh my God! Throw it out. Throw the whole thing away. If that's the case, I take it back.
Nor Mexican.
No, what? Take it. Throw it out. Throw the whole thing away. Cancel the whole thing. Take this trash box and put it in the damn recycling bin. Throw that shit in the damn trash. Okay, I'm done. This is the mess.
The actress that plays the main character, I'm forgetting her name right now, gave an incredible performance as this drug lord, and then their life as a woman. Like, there was like a big transition, and it was really interesting to see all of these things happening. And then there was a lot of emotion in
Isn't like Selena Gomez in this too?
Selena Gomez is in this, yes.
I mean, so there is some names. I mean, no, Zoe's a big name, but
yeah, Selena Gomez, and I'm like, like seeing her in the movie at some point, like when she first enters the movie, it was jarring. I was like, oh, she's here?
Oh.
Like, her role didn't make sense. It was just like,
okay, see, that don't make, okay, so I'm really
like,
done with this
her
film.
role, like, not that her role doesn't make sense. Her being casted in this role didn't feel like it made sense to me. And I was just like, oh, yeah, how'd you end up here?
Oh my God.
It was like,
especially because she's done so well with Only Murders in the Building.
So just like the writers from the journalists from Them magazine, it took me a long time a couple of tries, more than a few tries, to try to finish Amelia Perez. Yeah, it is.
But I don't know if I can pick it up then.
I was like, oof.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to come back to this.
I guess if it gets nominated for an Oscar, I have to watch this. But from what you described, I don't want to watch this.
I mean, take your time. Take your time. Take it in bits.
Now I can see why you might have rolled your eyes when I mentioned Zoe's speech. But now I'm like,
because I was like, girl, you didn't do that great. I've seen you do better work. I've seen you. She wants.
This is disappointing.
Yeah, I've seen her do better work, and I was like, this just wasn't it.
It wasn't
like,
the tea.
It wasn't it, and I was like, her vocals, fine.
Her vocals were just fine. Sorry, after what we experienced with Wicked, you can't do me no more.
And now you done opened up the floodgates.
I knew it.
Because, honey,
this is where we gonna go.
This is where we gonna go. Y'all got up on that stage and looked Ariana Grande and
in her
Cynthia Erivo in their faces. Had them in the front row. They were like first table in front of the stage. So we already know,
which tells you what you need to know.
So, Zoe, you got up there with a straight face and accepted an award for Best Musical and looked at these two women
as if you were
in their face, as if your dramatic or vocal performance came anywhere close.
Them heifers
to these two women
on pitch. Do you hear me? It's just like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I just was like, okay, so I was trying to have a moment for you, but after what you did, like,
and the complexities of the songs in Wicked, like, beautiful lyricism, beautiful story.
Even if the words weren't compelling, them notes, them heifers was singing.
I want to get to these lyrics in these songs. I didn't understand what we're singing. What are we doing? What did we talk? Vagina to penis, penis to vagina.
Like, and also,
this was a real lyric. I'm not making this up.
John Chu?
John Chu. Mm-hmm.
Not
John M. Chu, not nominated.
Like I was done with you then. Are you crazy?
Not nominated at all. And then
are you effing crazy?
What you decided to do?
Oh, here we go. This is the part that pissed me off. Go for it.
Was have Vin Diesel
here
get on that stage,
Mr. Fast and Furious,
and said it's first of all, he got on stage and said, "How you doing, Dwayne?"
Right.
And I was like, shade, because he didn't say hi back.
No, he just he's kind of look, we cool.
I was like, ooh, come on, shade on stage.
Two big ass men, just shady.
Mm-hmm.
Big queens.
And
I said it.
So he get upstairs, he talks about how the Golden Globes is finally awarding success in the box office and the big box office draw and the movies that give us the experiences that connect us all.
And I was with it. I was like,
he
right.
He was like, and when they asked me to do it, I said, "It's about time." I was like, "Oh, is that a line from Fast and Furious?"
Yes, it's a Fast and Furious moment. I was here for it. I was
like, all right.
And I was living a full fantasy.
Well, good, because when it happened, I immediately said, okay, well, that's for them.
You better stop. Not for them. That's what you're not gonna do. I wanted them, Roger.
He said it, and I was like, "Oh, that's for your people."
You gotta cut that out.
That's for those.
You're gonna cut that out
because
I wanted them people. Anyway, keep going.
So anyway, and then they gave them the award for best cinematic. What is it? Best cinematic
achievement in the box.
I was so
office. Pissed.
And I was like,
screaming.
So y'all just gave them an award for selling a lot of tickets? You don't think they was the best musical?
That's it.
But good for you for selling all these tickets. Yay for
Are you kidding me?
I said, listen, the fact that Ariana and Cynthia
and John all
sat there and just had a good time and clapped made me feel like they knew what this was.
Yep.
They said, we just here to just promote the movie.
The fact that we're not getting no awards today. No, we're not.
They said, we're not worried about this.
Except for box office achievement.
We're going to go ahead and they were like, we're nominated for box. I was like, when they got up there, and because they have comedy and musical in the same category.
Which still irritates me.
For Golden Globes. Well, I mean, there's no musical category at all.
But I'm talking musical comedy. No, it's just okay. I know. We'll get to that.
So I was like, all right. So, okay, well, we finally going to get to something that's good. All right. Wicked is in here. Let me see.
But why they come up there like you would have thought they were?
Amelia Perez. I said, absolutely not. What are we talking about?
Now, see, I can't with this film. Now that I know it was trash, I was like, who is this? What is this?
I said,
the biggest movie of the year. I don't give a damn. And it wasn't just big because everybody went to see it. It was an excellent film, period, full stop.
And this...
in this unknown little budget of like 25... It didn't even make its money back. It didn't even make its money back.
Let me tell you what I learned from Amelia Perez. I was like, listen, somebody need to call Tyler Perry and tell him, like, this might be a new formula for him. Like, if you can't develop these lines and make them believable, just have everybody singing everybody, and he might win something because he can pull together some singers.
Now, hold on, wait a minute. Now I was gonna back up. Actually, you might be right.
Imagine Mia Culpa was sung.
Shut up! No.
Imagine if everybody and
Acrimony
Divorce
was a musical.
Man, imagine if Divorce and Black was everybody singing. Honey,
I don't need to.
Boys, pick up my heart, pick up my baby's coffin.
Yeah, it would have been all of that. Yeah. But we would have watched that shit.
And it would have been great.
It would have been kind of great.
Because I was like, oh, this might
Except
be
for them wigs.
Well, I mean, it's a musical. So
wigs is forgivable when the songs are good.
Listen. I mean, you got to get better wigs if you're going to have somebody sing because they put their head too far back. You're going to see that lace front.
I'm so tired of you right now. I'm so tired of you right now. Okay. But that might save him, right? Okay.
I was like, somebody call him.
But this little, and I get it, because Golden Globes has also been trying to be known for years as we're the one award show that likes to give the award to the little movie that could, right? And I get that they love to do that and like, quote unquote, shakes things up. But the monumental impact that Wicked has. It ain't gone nowhere. Like, it's just, like, it's insanity. Yeah, that was an insane-ass choice. And I know that all of these people, the 290 whatever people, we know they all saw Wicked. We know they all saw Wicked. But you telling me this $25 million film that only made less than 10 back, no one saw this film.
Nobody saw it. Nobody saw most of these films.
So
nobody saw most of these films. I was pissed.
They can go to hell with that.
Conclave didn't get as much as what it needed.
And that shit was good.
Well, listen. All right. Oh, I already done said it. But spoiler alert. If we wanted to talk about some gender representation, transness, living outside of the binary representation, Conclave is a great movie.
It is.
And I don't want to say that, like, I can't tell you why, because it kind of gives away a pivotal part of the movie. But, I mean, why aren't we talking about Conclave? Maybe we're not talking about it because it kind of gives away a lot of what happens with this movie?
Then maybe what we could say is, because what do we do? Since Emilia Perez is such a problematic fave, then our solution to that would be to watch Conclave. I know it's not the same.
Yeah,
stories,
I mean, maybe
because I watched Conclave and
Conclave.
It was so good, y'all.
Conclave,
like it
worked my nerves, honey.
It's.
I was like, where are we going?
How can I put this? It's substantive. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay,
it's layered.
These performances, Stanley Tucci, Isabel Rossellini,
they all ate. There was not one crumb left at them credits. By them credits, I was like, this shit is good.
I was like, it was.
I actually might watch it again. And I would be surprised if it doesn't get nominated for an Oscar. I would be really.
I'll be
if
surprised,
it gets snubbed,
but it was actually really good. Listen, there are already trans story movies that are out there
that are really good.
That are
really good. That are fair and that are equitable, and they just really are authentic. So, and I think that's the thing that I will wrap up. Like, yes, we went in on the Golden Globes, rightfully so. Let's be clear. I also will say, like, one thing that I do take away is that there are movies that I haven't heard of, that we haven't heard of, that, okay, now we might be inspired to watch as we keep going through award season. That is one positive takeaway I will take from that. And so, as I think, if you didn't watch the Golden Globes, I think you should still go on their website and look at what they nominated and see if there's something that you didn't check out that you would like to see, because I really think you owe it to yourself. Because no, we didn't talk a lot. We talked a lot about the problems that we have, but there is some really great quality films that we think you should check out, right? And we mentioned two of them right here.
So if you're looking for other quality trans stories, there is a movie called The Stroll, and then there's Tangerine. Excellent stories.
Oh my God.
If you haven't seen
Tangerine.
them, oh my God, Tangerine is such...
I had me in my feelings.
Listen, I have a soft spot for a one-shot movie, like a one-camera shot piece. That entire film is one camera shot.
We got to stop, because that was like...
Oh, my goodness. But Tangerine, The Stroll, and guys, stop letting these organizations like the Academy and the Golden Globes Foundation be the gatekeepers for our new things. There are several black film festivals that happen all over the country.
That is true.
There's Black Star in Philadelphia. There's a Toronto Black Film Festival. The American Black Film Festival, the ABFF, has ABFF everywhere, where they have they celebrate works from all over the world by black filmmakers. So start looking at some of these other organizations, these other film festivals, because most of these places are pulling from like Cannes and,
Screen Actors Guild.
So there's Toronto Film Festival.
Toronto Film Festival is another big one.
They're Toronto International Film Festival. There's all of these different things that are centered around white culture, period. There's a lot of white gatekeeping in those organizations, and when we get a movie that is recognized, there's some bullshit that had to happen in order for that to get recognized. Maybe they had to stand around and hold a magazine and take a picture like Denzel, but
it's not that it's not true. It's not that it's unheard of or so illogical, so far-fetched. I think I'll just close by saying that, to Roger's point, like, let's go into these award shows with, I think we should still keep our hope. We should still root for who we root for. We gonna always root for everybody black, baby, to win.
Absolutely.
Because we know what getting in that winner circle, what it can mean for them and their families and their careers. And at the same time, we recognize what this organization is, the history of it, and how it wasn't built and intended for us. So let's continue to go to these film festivals and search for other places and spaces for great content like Roger was talking about. And also, let's just kind of temper our expectations a bit as we look into some of these award shows, because when we take the time to reveal, like, here's how we got here, it all should kind of help us make sense. We still push for equity. We still push for justice. We still push for representation. And we know who we dealing with.
Right. Get it?
We know who
we know who you're dealing with, and like folks like Alexis and I are going to do our best to try to direct you toward the things that are going to reflect you, that is going to lift you up, and is going to help us generate transformation. I was just reading an article that says there is no transformation without imagination, and we need those things that have that inspire our imagination with us in it.
Yes.
Because
we deserve that.
We can't imagine a new world if we don't see a new world with us in
it. Snap it up.
So I think that's our show for today.
I think that's it.
Yeah, what you got?
So listen, y'all, go out in the world. It's 2025. Make sure you take time for yourself. Make sure you rest. Rest is freedom. So go out, be good, and be good at it.
I agree. Get that rest. Make sure you take care of yourself. Drink all your water. Moisturize. And I want you to know you are enough just as you are.
Yes, you are.
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, boo.